me heart, yes, sir. Me love, hey, cause you're the right kind of girl. What for bring to up my son or my daughter, sir. That one your name fine wine. Girl, I saw you sexy all over my timeline. I think about the future, feel like some fine wine. Gotta love me and for you, could last for your lifetime. I know me into you so deep while you show me a lifeline. Woman, I'm yard now, me no plan for you in mind. Put some carrots on your finger, make you yes, I'll be black. Tell all of my groupie, them say you hold the sideline. Cause out of every girl, me have a you give me the right one. You're my number one, me not go do you wrong. We know each other on a level, so we get along. Make we go into the streets, come party with the gang. Babes, I know nothing if you drink it there with your man. You want security, then you know where you get it from. Me not go searching on your phone, I'm not that pretty man. Love how you match my swag, I know you fit my brand. The only thing we left we do know I'm going down. Girl, all in my meds and I'm a thoughts,
Yes. Welcome back to the Music Box with TNO Sound. Hey, guess who we have now?
There we go.
The man called Mod Stoney.
Zoo.
Yo, greetings everybody.
What's up, brother? What's up, man? Welcome to the show. The Music Box with TNO Sound, man. How you been?
I'm good. I'm supposed to be able to see you guys or something, because I can't see.
You ain't seen us, Vince.
No, me ain't seen that.
Oh, hey, okay.
I just seen like WINNMedia.
Okay, so just hear your voice for now.
All right.
You could just view it on Facebook. Just view it on Facebook. You hearing us, Stoney?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
What's up, man? What's been going on, man?
Yeah, good night, everybody. In Radio Land, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man? It's been a minute. It's been a minute, Stoney. What been going on with you, bro?
Family right now, you know.
It works.
Yeah.
Battling COVID.
How that been treating you?
Like everybody.
How that been treating you?
I don't want to say just like everybody else, because we all have different circumstances and we face different struggles and we cope differently to different challenges. So for me, I would say I'm very resilient, so COVID can't stop me. But at the end of the day, it could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
The traveling, normally I come home every year.
Yeah.
Can't get to do that this year because of certain stipulations. So that's kind of hard for me, because I actually look forward to coming home every year for Carnival. So it's kind of different now that there's no Carnival to look forward to. And, based on stipulations, we can't even move freely like how we used to move before. But hey.
Why?
So yeah, we always link up for Carnival, whether it's we fitting together, but COVID happened. Happened. I mean, we link differently over the web from time to time, and you share your views and about wanting to come home, but things ain't working out how it's supposed to be right now. So, what's been going on with Stoney? Music wise, how things been going in the studio for you?
Well, thanks to COVID, it actually made me invest into my own studio home. It's not like a state-of-the-art studio, but it's just enough for me to stay proactive and complete certain tasks. So I've been dabbling in the engineer world because, COVID, you can't really go to the studios like before, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody got to protect themselves and their family as well. So I had to keep productive, proactive, and sharp. So I decided to invest in a home studio and just keep the works going until everything is back up and running the way it should be.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Mm-hmm. For Mod Stoney, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saying you have invested in your own equipment now, thus meaning that you record, mix, and produce your own music?
Yeah, I wouldn't say produce in the producer production sense, because that's kind of technical.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't make beats. I have my own producers that I work with.
Yeah.
But I engineer myself from time to time. But yeah, taught myself how to engineer. So I record, mix, everything.
Listen.
Bye.
The
Buddy,
guy-
we gonna.
The guy them shy, bro. The guy them
No,
shy.
no,
you know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
And understand.
Ain't no shyness here. Ain't no shyness.
And that's the
you know,
bro? That's the
you know,
bro?
the man he just passed it along. Like, you know, he set the play.
Yeah.
He set the play. But you know,
Aye.
man, you don't know. We're gonna just go back a little bit, you know.
They come, we want this interview be kind of, you know what I mean, asking
Yeah, we
things
go-
that nobody else, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
you may have the people.
we go, well,
People
you
don't
guys-
know the relationship between
You're,
majority.
you're
Yeah.
starstruck? You guys are starstruck right
We,
now?
we have Mod Stoney on the line, eh? So
telling
you,
you.
must believe.
Bro,
you
you
must
can't believe
man.
this, man. And like man's here, man. Man's all together once again. So, you know, just let the people them know, you know, how, what kind of music or what type of influence that brought you to, wow, Vince, wow, sorry. Okay, yeah. So, what sort of influence that made you come into this music business? Like, who inspired you to decide that you want to be an artist?
Well, first and foremost, life inspired me. Music was something that I always wanted. Well, I discovered from an early age. Like in high school, I used to tell my friends, like, you know, I'm gonna be doing music, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna touch like music fest, all the biggest stage, make my household name, etc., etc. Then probably just migrate somewhere to the US and continue the dream, because from early on I knew that it's only so far or so much I can do within 68 square miles.
Right.
That's true.
Yes, and I like that mentality. You know,
And
you want to go ahead.
Yeah, and my early inspiration was, you know, big up TNO Sounds. Me, a lot of people may not know, is like the baby of the sound still.
Mm-hmm.
I was a speaker boy.
Squinch.
Mache take your job. Mache take your job. The Mav take your job.
I still a
Squinch like
speaker,
boy.
boy.
Squinch life, boy. Serious thing.
No, I was a speaker boy, you know, you start out from there. Then you learn the craft a little bit more, you know, probably Jamie mixing, R.A.P. Rio mixing. I would learn a lot from Rio as well. And those was my earliest inspiration. As long as, you know, the SKN artists before me, like watching them do it, and they're actually showing me that it's possible within SKN. So I feel like the artists before us don't really get enough credit. So I just want to big up like all the artists who came before me, you know, like the infamous, etc., etc. Like you could go down to like the Masood Sadiqi,
Yeah, man, big up.
where there is like a Pepper Ranks,
Mad
you
pulling
know,
out
those
some
artists
old school, but yeah.
before
Yeah,
me, you know what I'm saying? Like big up the pioneers of
Yeah, man, any matter than them.
No, Mad, I know you graced the stage of St Kitts Music Festival before, and you know you've graced the stage at Cooler Fete and you know smaller events, so to speak. Tell us how the experience you had gracing the stage of music festival first and foremost.
Well, music fest, to be honest, I felt like, for me, I wouldn't say it happened fast. Some people may think like it happened fast, but I actually like was scheming behind the scenes and plotting and planning. So I was like watching certain mistakes artists would make that deter them from getting certain music festival opportunities. So repeat the question. Sorry, I think I got lost in the start.
What experience you gained from gracing the stage of music festival?
What experience?
Yeah.
Oh, experience, man. Stage control, crowd control. You gotta know your composure. Simple things like voice projection, because that's a big stage.
Yeah.
This is not like performing in a club or nothing. That you gotta know how to work the stage, how to interact with the crowd, like all those stuff. And for me, it's like even being on the bill with international artists, watching how they compose themselves, carry themselves, just, you know, the aura will make them a star. why I'm here to see 50 Cent and not Tom from down the road.
Yeah.
You get me? So all those things I've learned while having conversation with numerous artists backstage, which, you know, give a little pointer along the way.
All right. So what music or artists inspired you to be Mod Stoney?
I mean, I would say my mother inspired me to be Mod Stoney because she met me. Nobody inspired me to be me. It was always me, so nobody inspired me to be Mod Stoney.
Okay.
That's David inspired Mod Stoney, which is the government.
Yeah, the name Mod Stoney, where did it come from?
Well, like I stated, Mod is the abbreviation for me, like real name Masood or David.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, Mod.
Yeah.
Names wise.
Full it out, dog.
You know, Virgin them call me Mod. Like, oh, I got the name Mod. Fun fact from Kieran Batiste.
Yeah.
I put up. When we was in high school, we write down the abbreviation for name on a desk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just confessed to loitering, vandalizing. Anyway, yeah, we would write with name on a desk, and she wrote out Mod, and I had wrote out Cab, which was hers, and from there, everybody started calling me Mod. She wrote everybody call me Mod, and then the Stony part came from, I don't know if you know Mayo. Mayo from, you know Mayo from country.
Maya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
Back
man.
then,
You got
all of us used to lime and had an intoxicated moment because I get nice very quick, and I guess the word Stony came about. So she was Mr. Stoney, and the rest is.
I thought you used to drink a lot of stones, why they call you Stoney, you know?
Man, so much about drink. I like catch first class flights.
Okay.
So that's it. Yeah,
All right, so Stoney, let me drag your memory for a bit, right? If you had to think about it, what was your first track, official track? And you gotta tell me you know this, because some artists don't even remember the first track. That's how long they've been there.
that is true.
My actual first track I ever recorded professionally in a studio was a track called Don't Let Me Let My Hitters Out.
And the map seems like he knows that one up front too.
In Inception throughout the whole journey still.
Okay.
So might have a lot more insight than
Man.
other people.
Alright, so
I did that in CFB. That was the first time I ever in a studio, and that was big up Lockoff Records in Sandy Point.
Yeah, man, big up.
Yeah.
DC, you know, he gave me like my first look. You understand, like when I didn't know what to do, where to go, who to link with, wherever. I met him in CFB. So you know, kids, you could get some good links going to college. Don't think about the work, think about the networking aspect of it. That you can meet people from different walks of life. So I was happy that I met DC. Who knows, if it wasn't for DC, Mod Stoney might not have been here today.
wow. So the journey that Mod Stoney had was definitely real.
Yeah, real. I feel like I got, you know, one of the realest, not the realest, but I got a dope story. Like, you know, a lot of artists don't really got like a dope story. Like they just get up and sing. Nah, it's a lot of trials and errors. I've been through over the years, just trying to find myself as an artist,
Right.
perfect my craft, know which genre I want to do, etc., etc.
Yeah. Okay, so Mod Stoney is very known to be vocal in his rap lyrics. You have, I mean, you always included your home in almost everything that you put out there.
Yep.
So tell us about that, yeah.
The F block.
Yeah.
And like, if it was I feel like I owe it to like my ends. That's how I feel, because I feel like the project made me.
Yeah.
And the project meaning Pans Housing Development, Pans Estate, whatever you want to call it, up there by Valley, man. That's like where I grew from smart. I feel like everything I do, that should be a reflection or a representation of where I come from.
Yeah.
And I always had the mindset like, you know how some people wanna like get rich and dip, like go far away.
Yeah.
That never really was my mentality. I wanted to like make it and come back to my ends and show like my little disciples, my little homies, like, yo, I could do it, you could do it too. And what better example than, you know, the practical, you see it in the flesh, they see me work, they see me before I go to a show, they see me before like I go to the studio, or they come listen by me window, new tune recording. So that kind of give them like a different perspective that wasn't there before me. It was just the DJ aspect, but they didn't have like artists or not like that. So I guess I come and add to what was already building on my project.
All right, so I know Mod Stoney is a very, very vocal person in terms of how he feels about certain situations. And my question to you is, how do you feel about the entertainment industry here in the island?
You need to narrow in on the question. How do I feel about the entertainment industry?
Yeah, where do you see it going?
Where I see the entertainment industry
from where you left it to now.
I feel like I want to say like people is more open-minded now. You know, before me, entertainment was like for a niche audience in St. Kitts.
Yeah.
It wasn't for like everybody. But now I realize like certain doors opening now and people is getting like more receptive towards national artists. I don't like say local, because local is a drink still.
Yeah.
Like our national artists, they're becoming more receptive, and that's because I feel like the quality of work start to improve more and more like over the years. It's not like it's mediocre or they're trying to be this or that. Like we actually kind of like developing our own identity now. So I guess people start to take it a little bit more serious. Than I feel like the entertainment industry is heading in the right direction, not as fast as I would like it to.
Yeah.
But progress is better than no progress, nevertheless.
That's true.
I feel like as you said, it's getting better, but now we have the platforms now to advocate that entertainment is really important. You know, especially you say it's a lucrative business. We see how people living. We see artists just balling out like crazy. Like where we can create that same atmosphere in St. Kitts. You know, we have a lot of talent. You know, and
yeah, but to piggyback on that, Biggs, may mean to cut you. In the same time, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because you know I got to be real still. I feel like also the mentality somewhat kind of stagnate the industry. Because
when you say mentality, in which position, to the powers or to the people? So to the government or to the public?
I like to start. No, I'm gonna start with the entertainers, us.
Okay.
Because I like to point my finger at myself before I point fingers at anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of artists, and you know, you might got younger artists out there listening still, like they don't pay attention to the business aspect of the entertainment industry. And that's the most pivotal part, the most important. It's just very imperative that you pay attention to that, because at the end of the day, businesses, the music industry, it's called the music business. You understand? Not just music, no.
Yeah.
So business started for a reason, and I feel like the entertainment industry consists of like 90% business and 10% talent. And talent can only take you so far. You got, the business, and you might see an artist now, for example, they may not be so talented, and you're wondering like how they gain that looks because they dot crossing the T's and dotting the I's. You understand? They're paying attention, they're listening. So I feel like more like a lot of national artists got to pay more attention to the business aspect. Like read, do a lot of reading, do a lot of research, like YouTube video. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
So,
look at that.
so now the next question is, now you said the artists have to hold to some sort of responsibility. To the powers maybe, right? Don't they have their own role to play in that same responsibility for the artist? Why I say that, because it is hard for anybody to create a mentality to reach to a level if there's not something that is lucrative at home. You understand? Like, people need to see that entertainment is something that you can live off of on a daily basis. You don't have to look a second job. The artists working for they have 3 different occupations. They got a kind of different occupation, but you fall under the image what they are as an artist. So, don't you think there's supposed to be some sort of avenue for these said artists to make a living here in St. Kitts?
Okay. How to say it? I personally feel like this whole entertainment industry and a lot of things start with the talent. It didn't start with the business. And what I mean to say is some of the people them empowering now what they're doing it though. So and this ain't to bash nobody. Remember, everybody learning on the job. So it's actually like coming from an understanding point of view that no wrong, you could say, yeah, know what you're doing, give some time. Let we try to figure out, let we try create the structure, then implement the structure, give it a shot, and then we move from there. So me now, I feel like, yes, the powers that be need to, but the harsh reality is a lot of entertainers nationally, they know what they want.
That's
So
true.
if you ain't know what you want, how you gonna know what to ask for?
Exactly.
You understand? So I tired of people like trying to bash the powers that be, because say one say two is the same powers that be just turn around look out. So what happened? When they're looking out, you ain't bashing them, but when they ain't looking out or they ain't trying to in favor or they trying to give somebody else a next look, you got a problem now. That ain't fair. So I feel like we should give the powers that above some time. I think, well, I would hope that they're actually trying to formulate a strategy to expedite.
Okay. Tell the viewers and the listeners how is your creative process? Do you just go into the studio? Are you just vibes before and a beat? Or how do Stoney come up with these
Well, you're getting your zone like
technical words and look, I mean just before you answer that, right? I know last night me and you we was vibing, we was chopping it up for a bit, and just before we even concluded the night, Stoney, he was there playing a beat and he said, "By button hole on there, by," and just boom, a whole track just record just like that. And it amazed me to see the kind of talent that we have here, and sometimes it's so suppressed and we don't value it sometimes.
That's true.
So Stoney, tell us how that creative process is like for you.
Okay, for me, like I stated earlier, remember it's a lot of trials and errors along the way. And Stoney is actually, like, I would say, like, as an old soul in the sense of, from the artist point of view, I like the practical aspect, like the DJing, holding the mic,
Yeah.
not like the studio artist makeup with the latter effects and stuff like that. So now I like the freestyling aspect. Like I discover my skill from young that I good with words. You understand? I'm very pensive, descriptive, and the key was to learn how to bring it out when I want to. But the thing is, it happened based off of emotion. Like my creative process is emotion. I won't stop it. And you made mention of last night. I just had a feeling.
Yeah.
I just stop everything what going on around me and cater to what I feel. And I just lay it out. Over the years, you're gonna become experienced. You're gonna be versed in like recording, um, singing, your delivery, all these things. You're supposed to get better. So I feel like over the years now, doing like numerous projects after projects after projects, shows after shows after shows.
Yes.
I develop my threat control. You understand? I understand, like I start to understand like myself. Because recently I start to find myself as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like my sound, my vocal tone, like whatever texture I want to use, like my delivery on a beat. I just like from it flow based off of my emotion that I'm feeling, but I already basically like what's the word I'm looking for here? Like I practice my craft a lot. I wouldn't say I perfect it because I don't believe in perfection because there's no such thing as perfect, but I strive for perfection. That's my mentality all the time. Like I try to outdo me. I don't compete with nobody because nobody can compete with. I
That's right.
don't you can size up to me. Like I believe in myself, and some people might see it as like he cocky, yeah. Nah, it's just confident because I'm not gonna wait on you to believe in me. You to co-sign me and say I nice. I been nice. You just late to the party.
That's right.
Exactly.
And that's
Yeah,
how I
man.
genuinely feel
Yeah.
about myself because I put in the work over the years. I've been doing this like 6 years now, officially. You understand? Like professionally as a recording artist. And you know, that 6 years, you had a lot more years before that trying to get to the first year of the 6th year.
Right.
You feel me? So it's a lot of it's a lot of practical.
All right. So, what do you enjoy most about being an artist?
Freedom of speech in the sense of it's like I could say whatever I want to say. You can't tell me what to say. You think you could, but you really can't. You understand? If
Facts.
I am the outlet for the voiceless. Like you could come to me right now and tell me like, Stoney had a rough day. I going through this, that. You telling me your problems. My creative process is I'm a sponge. I don't shun nobody. I listen to everything you got to say. And somewhere along the lines in that conversation, you might say something that resonates with me. And I might go home and I might build a tune based off of your experience. It's not really my experience, but it resonates with me. So it's like, I say, yo, but I'm going through something. Say, but I'm going through this. A lot of people maybe could relate to this. So I just amplify your pain or your jaw, your whatever it is. And, you know, put it out there. So hence when the song come out and you hear a song, you're going to be like, what? But you just were going through this last week. You ain't even know your conversation inspired the tune, bro.
Telling you.
Yeah.
I like that.
For Stoney, right? For Mod Stoney, would you consider yourself a rap artist?
As a recording artist.
I don't know who me.
So you basically telling us that any genre of music,
Yeah.
you're ready to touch down,
So maximum.
It don't matter.
right? And that's
You
the
know,
main
Holyfield.
You not matter who the play for menu.
facts.
Bro. It could be dancehall, soca, reggae, rap, country and western, rock and roll, blues, because music is a feeling. Like people like to label you in this box. I 6'5", me and Jack, you can't put me in that. Like dying for me, don't put me in a box, don't label me, don't try to suppress my talent. You get me? But my founding genre was rap. Matter of fact, we're gonna scratch that. A lot of people did now was in a soca band coming up called Connection Band.
Yeah.
You understand? Like with West, Brandon, who launched ASAP band just now. Big up Brandon if you hear this, whatever, congrats. It's a long time coming. He's really talented. So I feel like, people should watch out for him.
Brenton.
Yeah.
I mean Brandon.
We say Brenton.
Brandon.
Why you go to act that says by.
So yeah, but any genre I could touch. But rap is, how you have your comfort zone?
Yes.
That's my safety net. Like that's my comfort zone. But I love to experiment with different genres. So, and it's mainly because like my vocal texture ain't really deep, but it's still, subtle. It's still so good for, I just put it to use. Like I done learn me range, certain soca tracks, the texture good for, certain dancehall track, my texture good for. So I just try to keep myself within my realms, not to overdo it. Like try to hit keys and them things, cause that ain't my thing. You get me? I ain't a singer. It's more of a DJ. You get me?
Yeah. All right. So I know last year, Sugar Mass, 48. Stoney was definitely in the building, and he was around TNO Sounds, and I know both me and Fans was on the road with I think it was Chatterbox. Chatterbox Troop, and so be it. Mod Stoney was in the building, and when we dropped that tune and you and I called you and you took that mic, it was just energy from there. So tell me, how do Mod Stoney even have this kind of energy?
It stemmed from a lot of impromptu performances early on in my career.
Right.
I feel that Mac might be able to attest to it still.
Yeah.
Like
he know when to bring it out.
Like I'm not on the bill, but let's say for example, like TNO might be on the bill or DJ might be on the bill, and I might just get an impromptu call up, not planned, and fans in there who actually want to hear me, so I can't disappoint my fans. So my mindset is stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready. You can't be slipping out here.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't slip. So it's like mentally I always ready. It's like once they might like touch my hand, that's my superpower. Like you see when Target he hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me a check. Like that he hammer right there.
Yeah.
No.
And I must say, big up yourself one time, man, because when you touched that mic, it was just a different energy that Juve morning. It's like people were just waiting for some kind of, like, seriously, bro, like you brought the energy right there. So big up yourself one time for coming through.
Straight up transformer one time.
Yeah.
Hey, notice you were calling him, is me at the boy.
Yeah.
Man, he drive himself, I said, man, the man call you for the mic.
Yeah, so.
No, it's where that come from, like me not being on road right now, and it's like the saying, you never miss the water till the well runs dry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I never know how much like carnival and being with friends and so meant to me, like it means to me. So when experiencing that moment again is like something that I didn't want it to end, you feel me? I was just like enjoying the moment. So, and I feel like it's the struggles and the fight over the years is like sometimes I feel like I always got something to prove.
Yeah.
I mean, to myself more so, but I got to make people aware like, yo, you're sleeping on me really, and I are sleeping on me talent. So it's like I always got like that chip on my shoulder, so I always like leave the place messy, like Lionel every time I'm on this scene.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, so Mod Stoney, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years in the industry?
2 years ago, I could have answered that question. And just still. Like due to Corona, I don't know where I'm be next year, bro.
Yeah.
And be real, like
that's
genuinely honest with you. I just live in we just live in month to month. That's the new norm now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, all these things. So it's like with the new world or the current climate that we live in, it's still certain adjustments being made. Like it takes some getting used to going to an event with a mask on your face, like 6 feet apart, social distancing. Like you gotta be extra. You gotta take care of your hygiene. You gotta be extra clean. Wash your hands 10 times a day. I mean, I never used to wash my hands so much. I feel like I washing all my melanin off me anyway now.
Right. Weakening your powers.
Like the hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It's like mentally, it's draining and frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, it's the new world we live in. So right now, I feel like myself taking certain things like step by step. But I genuinely cannot answer that question right now. Like after COVID, because who knows if live shows will be a thing. We might have performing on the internet or like, you know, so the transit, I don't know, honestly. I genuinely don't know, bro. After Corona, the next sit down, I'm gonna answer that question.
All right, most definitely, Stoney.
Respect to that.
I know you're a guy that always brings out content. Practically almost every month I hear something new from you. Right? Stoney always working. Officially, will there be an official EP or album before year end?
I ain't gonna lie to nobody here, no. They won't.
Straight up.
I feel like you can name 5 EP or 5 mixtape from me. So until you could name 5, that's when I'm gonna jump again.
They ain't ready for the new music yet.
They ain't ready for the new music. Because watch it, right? When it comes to hip hop in St Kitts, let me clear the ear, right? Ain't nobody do what I do. In the sense of when people was rapping, they wanted to sound foreign. They wanted to sound like Americans and so.
Yeah.
You understand? When I touch road, I say, you know what? I'm gonna use my native accent. I use my accent because at the end of the day, I want to be the first Mod Stoney, not the next Jeezy, not the next this and that. I like.
Can't hear you, bro.
We lose, man.
We can't hear you, sir.
The local lingo, because I want now when people hear my music, it's a cultural excursion. You understand? You don't have to go to St Kitts to know, like they hear different lingo, so they could learn it from thousands of miles away. So I say, instead of saying like my bad, bro, just say Miami in St Kitts. So these different lingos now people could
learn, you know?
Bro, come on live, my sister hugging me. So yeah, I started to introduce like, you know, local slangs and stuff like that. Nobody I wasn't seeing that like from the hip hop artist. So I gonna coin that. That's how I here to attest to that. I mean, just trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's just taxi talking. So now, with that being said, I put a lot of mixtapes, bro.
That's a fact.
Like, like nobody. I was selling CDs and corners for real, and so like I could stay here and sell like, and I make 1,000 and forge it in just mixtape. A lot of people can't say that, bro. You understand? Gone tongue like 12, like 2, going back home 11 in the night and them things. Like. Then going home and let me see them sell out.
That's a vibe.
All right. So I know you use too famous lingo in your tracks sometimes. I need ammo. Better run. Tell us where that came from, Stoney.
Well, the better run was from the inception of Mod Stoney. Like like I said, from my first song I recorded, that's something I said as I ad-lib better run like. Meaning like you just gotta be ready, like you gotta be ready still, like you gotta be ready, and I telling the listener like, yo, you better run, yeah, I coming for real. Understand?
Yeah.
I mean, ready to hear what you're about to deliver. And the I need ammo is I need perishables. I need water, I need energy. You get me? I need the tools, I need the equipment to
do it,
deliver
gotta
this onslaught that are about to showcase to the people sonically.
Yeah.
And you know, just I need ammo. Whatever you're doing right now behind the radio, you need ammo. So ammo could
Definitely.
be lunch, ammo could be a bottle of water, ammo could be a fresh pair of joggers. It's whatever you wanna be.
It's versatile, you know.
Yeah.
Versatile. It's very
All right, Stoney. So as we come closer to the end of this interview, right? Any words of encouragement to the upcoming artists who just may be coming on the scene and maybe you may not know. Some artists might be looking up to Mod Stoney. Any advice you would give to them?
Don't look up to me, look up to God. Just plain. I would tell these man like I don't really believe in role models because it's like what you see is far from reality sometimes. But my advice to them would just be like, try to take in the business. Ask yourself like, yo, I'm gonna be doing this in the next 10 years or 5 years from now. And if the answer is no, don't waste your time. I will also tell them that music don't pay the bills in St. Kitts. We can keep it real. Like you can't sustain over a 12-month period as an artist. St. Kitts. It's getting better. It's getting, it's getting better. But just try to stay focused, stay grounded, stay consistent. Make sure I would say get a song, look for that song. Like you need that song because I find that some artists now, like you ain't even got a hit song, right? And you're going to like, let's say for example, a promoter wanna book you, and you feel like you were this. When in the music world, like I said, music business, you gotta know how much people you bring into the venue, etc., to warrant the price that you're asking. And if you can't pull people to the venue, you at least supposed to have a catalog of music that the people familiar with. So even if you're on a show, you could serenade or rock that show and nobody like lost one name, like who this person be or whatever, because different states for different levels.
Right.
You understand? If some artists don't want to skip, no, they might want to skip the process. And it's like, you want to do the imperative stations that you've got to perform, like you have a G spot. You understand? You got certain places in St. Kitts, you got to perform first. Whether it's on the strip. Certain small, like people consider small before you get to like the premium events like the Inception, the Cooler Fest, the primetime event, which is music festival. And I feel every artist's aim should be to get a music festival. If you never perform or you can't get a music festival, ask yourself why. And that should be your target board, because if you can't get a music festival, I don't think you should expect to get a nobody festival outside of St. Kitts if you didn't even debut on your own
platform,
premium platform.
All right, Stoney. So as we wrap up the interview, any final words?
I wish the interview was longer.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect it to be the typical short interview. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the future we could get a little bit more lengthier interview. So
most definitely, we run out of time, and time does fly when you're having conversations, man.
Time that
all right, so
time don't change.
All right, so most definitely there will be a part 2 with Mod Stoney here with the music box, and
That's without questions, buddy.
And that without any questions, you know what I mean?
In depth and
Yeah.
you know, people some of the backstory about, you know, from then to now,
Of course.
Yeah.
where we come
The
from.
people know the journey.
Most
catalog,
definitely.
right?
All right, so thank you for your time, Matt Stoney. For I mean, we're gonna link up. We're gonna link up in a few, you know. So
Yeah, man. Much love and
Big up
appreciation
yourself,
as
bro.
we're
always.
gonna link up in a few, man. All right, so to my listeners and viewers, this is the Music Box with TNO Sound. I'm your host, Button, and we have the Mav Raswood in the building, and we just chop it up with the man called Mod Stoney, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be a part two. Most definitely, it's going to be a part two.
A lot of part twos from
So,
this tonight.
I mean, a lot of interviews.